Welcome back. Another live stream tonight and something new to look at. As we roll out here, I'm doing sea to tree, which is the 3.2k route, and then I'll just free ride for about an hour or so. But the new toy today, which we're looking into, new Apple TV 4K 2020 edition, just picked up a few hours ago. Looks like that. Has a little rainbow label on the side. So they've called the new Apple TV 4K, just like they called the other Apple TV, the Apple TV 4K, which was very confusing for both JB Hi-Fi, Officeworks, who had no idea what I was talking about, but one of our retailers here, another retailer that I won't mention, had it in stock today. So I've got the 64 gig version. You don't need the 64 gig version. 32 is just fine. A lot of questions people had about the new Apple TV. Do you want the good news or the bad news? Let me know. Let me know, chat, as I ride out here on the Buffalo bike. I'll try not to do a bike swap with the remote. Good news or bad news, your call. And then we'll dive into the details as I know them so far. The summary is I've just spent $300 so you don't have to. There's the spoiler, right there. Have a few interesting things going on with the stream tonight because I have Apple TV coming in from the new Apple TV 4K with the capture card, and we have PC as well. So we have Apple TV and we have PC. And if you can see the old switcheroo there, probably tell pretty quickly that the new Apple TV ain't much. Ain't much to look at. Same graphics, same Bluetooth connection limit, and the new remote, which is brilliant in the menus, the navigation through. So one thing about the new remote, if I can, new versus old, the new one's a little, it's taller, it's thicker, but you can't, I'll do another video on this tomorrow. A proper video rather than a live stream. It's thicker, it feels like something you can really throw through a window because that's what you're going to want to do because it's not supported by Zwift. If you're familiar with the previous remote, it has a touchpad along the top, and the new one, the difference is it has a little, so it has the directional arrows. This also acts as a touchpad, which is cool. There's also click arrows. So the native menus on the new Apple TV are super quick, super responsive, super fast. Click. You can either scroll across, so you can touch scroll like so. I'm not going to do it and ruin my game. Or you can click and then go between different components. It's only this. Anyhow, let's get this ride done and hope for Zwift to get hold of this hardware to do an update for tvOS. So at this point in time, there's absolutely zero reason to upgrade to the Apple TV 4K 2021 edition if you're using just Zwift. No reason whatsoever. As soon as we've sorted out the remote, so there's this, you have to use the scroll navigation, which is laggy on the Zwift menus. So, yeah. The good news is it's Friday, and I've just saved you $200. Yeah, free ride tonight. Thumbs it back because I'm on Apple TV. And if you're wondering what it looks like side by side, I got you covered. Short stream, that's it. And we're over. Screen resolution appears to be the... Well, I'm bringing it in at 1080, I'm not bringing it in at 4K. The stream's only 1080 anyway. But it's about the graphics profile that it uses. You can see the top stream there. We're watching the same rider, it's me. But there's different resolution settings in Zwift and there's different graphics profiles. I think it's set to basic graphics profile. There's not much we can do about that. The bottom looks a lot better. There's a reason for that. It costs 10 times as much. There'll be some slight differences between the two, as one is in view mode, one is in ride mode. Just the remote, hold off on just the remote for Zwift because it's not supported by Zwift. Well, it works the same as the old one, so there's no benefit at all. The map is different because that's just the way it's displayed. I can switch those over. I got you covered on that too. There we go. They should be both the same now. The new map is already there on the guest world, so you can select it. Oh, I'm sorry, the chat is a little off center on the side-by-side window here. So I searched all over town for the new Apple TV today, and I was really hoping the new Apple TV would be just the next step, because they are relatively cheap for what they do, but it's not the answer. If Zwift starts supporting this remote with the click navigation, it would be worth getting the remote just by itself with the older Apple TV 4K. Don't spend your money yet on anything though. GPU on the PC is an RTX 2060 NVIDIA. Alright, restream chat. I just need to move you over a little bit. There we go. I can switch between the two, so that's full. Apple TV. Potato's gonna potate. PC. Apple TV. PC. The stream is only in 1080. Here in the Lama lab I have it in 4K, and it's a world of difference, it really is. I'm hoping now that the hardware is available, Zwift will grab a copy of the hardware or one of these new Apple TVs and just poke and prod and make a few little tweaks. I don't expect 60 frames a second. I don't expect a lot more graphic detail. I do expect this to be sorted out though, because this is brilliant in the normal Apple menus. Oh, and just to prove that I am Apple TV. See, the click sideways is just brilliant. It's so fast. So I can click or scroll with that little, there's an enter button in the center. Now, did that just throw me completely off? It did. I disappeared. So I've disappeared from game on the other machine. Yes, Steve, I'm just streaming to YouTube and Twitch tonight. This one. I seem to have lost myself in the other stream entirely. Like, I simply don't exist. Wow. That has had kittens. So a little disappointed. I was super excited to get a hold of the new Apple TV hardware. Where are we? Find Zwifters. As I changed the menus, it dropped me out of the Zwift world, and the How long will it take for this world to get bored? Or for people to get bored of this world? I give it a week. Give it about a week. It depends how they use it. If they put some events on here, some small crits and things, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. That is literally taking me offline entirely. Because I'm no longer riding. That's nuts. Still getting right ons. I'll just log out and log in again from this other machine. The Fuji climb would be monstrous, yes. We are back. No additional Bluetooth connectivity, no. Same restrictions, and I'm not sure whether that's the hardware or whether that's the TV OS version of Zwift. Only the developers will know. Picture in picture. James, I've only just started this thing up and loaded Zwift. I haven't done any further. I just really wanted to jump on here. Firstly, to check the Bluetooth connectivity, same, and to see how this remote works. And unfortunately, that's still the same because there's no change at all to Zwift. But yeah, the clicking through the normal menus is absolutely brilliant. Works very, very well. The bike change with the click remote support might work a little better. It'd be even nicer if it was in the companion app, so we didn't have to touch it at all. So the summary at the moment is don't go near the new Apple TV 4K if you've already got an Apple TV 4K, and don't upgrade to the remote just yet until Zwift rolls out support for the additional functionality. It shouldn't be too far off, but I'm still running a kicker with a direct connect port that hasn't been supported either, so we don't know. We don't know. How do we change the minimap angle on Apple TV? I've got no idea. If you don't have an Apple TV 4K, the original Apple TV, that Apple TV HD, does look pretty ordinary. The 4K is definitely a step ahead, and I've shown that in my original video for the 4K about 3 years ago now. I'd hold off for now until we get support for this in-game. If support for this never comes along, you've wasted your money, like I have today. Otherwise, yeah, this thing's terrible. They are on sale, the previous versions though are on sale at the moment. No footy, no. Oh, it's meant to be an easy climb too. Whew. The new remote is great, not worth 55, definitely not worth £55 until the clicks work within Zwift. So the 4K is my main machine tonight. I'm paired to everything via Bluetooth, so that's working fine. Bit of when we switch to something like this, it's a world of difference. This looks nice and smooth, and in 4K here. Looks good. There's a rope around that tree there. And it looks very cartoonish there. There's the difference. The PC configuration is an RTX 2060 on an i7. So we're talking 10 times the price for the PC version. Again, coming through the archway on PC. Super smooth. Lots of detail. So Apple TV, well, it does the job just fine. You can ride the courses, do the workouts. You have to accept that the graphics will be different, and they are a lot. But once the remote is sorted, that's going to go a long way to improve the experience. Yeah, James, there's a lot of different, ways you can get a cheaper PC setup. I'm hesitant to cover anything like that though, and encourage people to start building their own PCs. If people have the skill set to build their own PCs and sort out Bluetooth and Windows licenses and dodgy RAM trips, go for your life. Absolutely. That's a rabbit hole I won't be going down. For me, I'd rather buy off the shelf. That's what I did with my PC. I bought, and I've spent next to zero time hunting prices or configuring it or doing anything different. This looks horrible. Let's be honest. That's better. But in person, it's even different again. You're watching on the stream at 1080. I'm just finding myself going back to the PC version. Dust is about the same. Latency, no. As you see on the screen here, it's pretty much. Well, the display was a little different then, but that's native to the Apple and just viewing on the Windows machine. Nothing that will make any difference anyway to win or lose a race. There's a billion other factors that will determine how you lose or race remotely or win. Where to from here is the next question. We'll go out and do the claw climb around the top, then through the village. If you're happy with the 4K now, as soon as this remote is supported, you're going to be a lot happier with it. Just navigating through the menus with this outside of Zwift is really, really handy. Very snappy. And the older Apple TV 4K will support this new remote too. You can buy that separately. What's the difference? Why? No idea. They're never going to be one for one. One's in view mode, which is going to the Zwift server on the other side of the world and then coming back. One of them, the top one, is me right here, about 3 feet away from the machine. Funnily enough, the Windows one appears to accelerate faster. It does. Not that way. Let's go to the claw. So my instinct just then was to grab the companion app rather than try and navigate that remote. Although when the new remote is supported, it will be simple click. Because if you didn't catch it early on, that circle is both a touch bar, touch screen, and a tactile click with directional arrows. It's very cool. When it's supported, it's going to be really good. Don't buy it now. Has anybody collected all the badges yet? Let me know. Ali Mack was with me last night collecting 7 of the 8. And I think a few others were doing the route badge raids too. I do have the thumbs turned off on the PC version. And you can see why, they're just raining down on the top. If you're in a bunch like I am now, they just keep raining. And I'll keep making them rain. Scott, I'm using a stream deck with multiple scenes set up. Hello, Mulder. Can we super tuck? Not on this bike. Not gonna happen. Same. No change to the Bluetooth support. Still just 2. And we don't know if it's a limitation of the hardware or the Zwift version. We got to do some ride-ons here. The version of Zwift that's running on tvOS. 7 of 8 done. Seed to tree to do. The leg said no, that's a tough one. It is. Again, I'll just flick between the two just quickly once that little route turn has gone. So Apple TV 4K 2021 PC. Switching between 30 to 60 frames a second is a big difference, especially when I'm looking up the road here. I can see those riders. I can just see the little pixels. I'm here in 4K, in 1080 on the stream, you might not see it. There's a lot of detail, you can just see riders moving around. Whereas with this, they're just sort of flickering pixels. I'm nitpicking, but this is the difference between $2,000 and $200. Not worth it for a lot of people, and I totally get that. Probably money spent better on a bike than on a streaming device that's trying to be a gaming machine. Still could be tweaked though. There's still a chance of that. If the developers grab a hold of it and notice that they can either use more CPU threads if there's those, maybe more RAM, I don't know. I don't do rumours. I don't break embargoes either. Let's not talk about yesterday. Once we have some firm information, we can talk about it. Let's go, Liam. Look, recommend is a strong word. If you only want to spend... Look, comparing a $200 Apple TV to a $200 laptop or a $700 laptop, they're just troublesome. Apple TV would be the way to go if you just want to spend the least amount of money and just ride. Once the new... side-by-side. Once these things are supported with the click navigation, it's going to take that experience a little further forward than it is now with the laggy, draggy of the thumb. SB20 question, any recommended for a table? A table? As in a front desk? I use the kicker desk in front of the SB20. It goes up and down and can slide in nicely. Running? No, I don't run. I had a look at the technology when that first came out for Zwift. The foot pods, I had a look at a few treadmills. It just didn't get the traction. Firstly, for the views. If things don't get views, I can't. It pays the bills, so I can't do things that don't get the views. Running's not one of them, unfortunately. And I'm a true cyclist. I think it's stagnated a little bit on Zwift, really, to be honest with the running. I believe running's still free, indicating to me they're not confident in the product. Don't know. I wouldn't touch the suction cups for bikes on cars, sorry. There are products out there. I'd like something bolted to the roof, and they're the ones that I use. So rider positioning between the two realities is the same. I think they did a bit of work on that when steering came out, because you can't steer left and right if your avatar is in an unknown location. It definitely is the difference, but that's the difference between $2,000 and $200. And to be honest, we haven't seen a massive leap forward with the, what is it, the A12 chip in the Apple TV. The technology for the A12 is very, 3 or 4 years old already. Zwift, yeah. Zwift will use everything you throw at it. A lot of people say that it's not very demanding. At 3600, at 27 Super. Sure, it's not going to be very demanding on those cards. I had an old NVIDIA 9600 in the little Alienwares, and it pushed that to the limits. I couldn't run Ultra on that. I couldn't hold the frames. Gil, we are comparing Apple TV, the new version. Apple TV 4K. This one here. There. With the new remote. With PC. It's completely playable, but there is a difference between the two. It's more noticeable when I go from here to here. PC, Apple TV. Tom, I'm across a few things I don't cover every thread over in the Zwift forums. There's quite a few. There's quite a few. Are we going straight here, I hope? Straight? But no, I'm not across the reported issues. Everybody has their own take on things. No, Lou, not the M1 in the new Apple TV. It's the A12, or is it the A12X? The Hunt 4050s, yeah. For the price, they're still on the bike. They're still rolling. I've also got a set of Scribe wheels too, which are sort of the same ballpark price tag and feature sets. Look, I've had no problems with them. Disc wheels. I think you can get away with a few different brands, given they're not carbon braking surfaces. I have had some other wheels a few years back that were carbon clinchers, and there's a few frightening descents with those. But look, the Hunt's water ingress was one of them on a really, really wet day. The rear wheel got a bit of water inside the rim. Took a few rides to come out. I had one spoke come loose, probably half of the course, given how many Ks I had on it. Took it to the local bike shop, got them to fix that, but not only fix it, to re-evaluate the wheel. I said to them, look, give me your thoughts on the wheel. And they were happy with it. Yes, PC is nicer. A12, yep, cool. Alright, so we're on the northern part of the course now. Coming back into the village. We're coming into the... one of the villages. We'll rip a few laps of the village, and then we'll go over to the switchbacks that I like. The bigger the screen you have, the more of the detail and the resolution you'd want. If you're just running a very small screen, say a 32-inch, and you're really far away from it, or just a laptop screen, the detail on the top screen there, that's going to be fine. For me, I've got a 50-inch screen, about a metre or so, 2 metres, metre and a half away from me. So that in full screen 4K is a much better view. Why the beard? Well, in the game? Or the hair? Because I can't grow it in real life. And whilst there's no Lama avatars, this is as close as I'm going to get. I have tried VR. I've tried Oculus Zwift back at Eurobike 2017. It's an unbelievable experience. Just looking around the world and then feeling, so you can look down at your leg and see a rider come past. Phenomenal. The headset tech isn't ready for this reason. Maybe one day. Oh. 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 Oh, you almost see my Silka front mount. What do I mean when it's supported? As in for the remote? At the moment, this remote is supported by Zwift, but only for the touch functions. So it's the identical to the old one. There's no reason to upgrade the remote just yet. Where's my turn buttons? I need to go back to AppleTV, don't I? So as things get a little busier, you'll see the frame rate change a lot. Shadows are not there on the Apple TV. All things you don't miss if you've never seen them, but in doing that it's the ultimate tease, isn't it? Go for another lap around town. This is the new Apple TV, yes. In all its glory. Well, it's back, downscaled to 1080 for the stream. Luke, you're spot on, mate. That is up for a tenth of the price. You're right. Just like a high-end bike or a good set of wheels, you'll get more than a tenth of the value. Enjoy, Hills. Windows is better only with the right hardware. Windows can also look pretty bad. Short crit race in the new world. I'd like ones just around these little city loops. I mean, if you look at the map above here, there's a nice little square. I'd like to see some races around those. That'd be cool. But they're not the predefined routes. Oh, sorry, people want me to call it routes. We'll leave that for Silka. Back to PC. Greg, spot on. For now, same graphics. I'd like to see when Zwift get a hold of the hardware. I'm pretty sure they didn't have access to a preview at all, given the remote. The new features of the remote don't work within the app either. I did hit turn. Are we turning? Are we turning? Are we turning? Where's my butt arrows? There they go. Alright, we'll head to do the southern loop. We will dodge the dirt though. Fishing village straight ahead. Good, good. So last night's stream, I did the calculation of 85 kilometers for all 8 routes. And in Zwift terms, on a normal road, Zwift speed's always a little faster. So I factored in about 2.5 hours, maybe 3. Yeah, we didn't quite hit that mark. It took us a while. A long while. But we got them done. So today's a recovery ride from that. Definitely an endurance effort. 3D map view on AppleTV. I haven't touched anything. That's just what it defaulted to. I don't know how to change it. I don't think you can. Wolfenstein. Watch out for the dogs. Look, the M1 should be able to handle the shadows and higher detail, but it really depends on what Zwift have programmed in. There's resolution, and then there's graphic profile. So the resolution can be set. So on the I can't get to the menu on the PC without losing myself. On the PC you can set resolution from basic, medium, high, down to ultra. But they're still all on the automatically selected graphics profile or detail profile. And you can see here, the one at the top there on the Apple TV is very basic. Thank you HP, thank you for dropping by. Thumbs are back, they are very distracting. So on the Apple TV, if I was to, so the navigation on here, if I was to click upwards with support, that would bring up that bottom bar there. So I'm scrolling because the circle is also a touch. So scroll up, scroll down. But once the buttons are supported, we got to click up and click across. So scroll up, and then rather than scroll across and wait for it to, that's me scrolling, it's laggy. dit, dit, dit. Once the clicks work and we can click side to side, hopefully those menus will be super fast to navigate through. Sick in it. Not worth upgrading yet until Zwift bake in some more support for the newer features and the newer Apple TV hardware. For me at the moment it's 1 for 1, 0 difference. But we'll see, we'll see. If the Bluetooth connectivity problem can be solved, that'd be a great one for more than 2 devices. But I think the number 1 change will be the remote, which will work with the previous version. So, Bleeding Edge is always a rough place. It shouldn't be. Bleeding Edge should be inspirational. Things should come out and just work. Things shouldn't be released or... I have strong opinions on this. If managed correctly, Bleeding Edge can be... I like new stuff. It gets me motivated to go out and ride. Now we will be heading right here. Let me try and use this. So I can't click to the side. I've got to scroll. Okay, it's going straight. There wasn't another scroll. It's still laggy. The benefit with this though, if you throw this through the window, it'll probably continue to go. It's a lot more rock solid than the previous one. Yes, the drink bottle is the green screen colour. Alright, we'll go to the switchbacks. And if I can navigate my way around, I'm still getting my bearings with where the course goes. I'm thinking we do the switchbacks through the new town, or the village. We drop down, come back around and do the claw climb. We'll call it a day, that'll be about an hour or so. But I haven't written off this new Apple TV just yet. There's one simple update, we'll get those arrow keys working on the remote that you see at the top. Maybe the Bluetooth thing will be fixed, maybe not. And maybe they can just bump up their graphic profile a little bit to keep us happy. I think just having the remote supported would be a big step. One thing I didn't realise is that that circle, I thought that circle was going to be just click only, but because it is touch and drag, you get the best of both worlds. Ab Bay, how are we doing? Welcome along. Castle Path, yes, let's say to that one. What's the reason for Zwift not allowing you to select any map at any time? I'd go with UI. I don't think they've just found a neater way to present a scroll bar at the top. Early on, they wanted to control which world was active, so there was more people and the experience became social. When you've got 2,400 on just this course alone, and probably the same on all the other courses, that's no longer a requirement. There's going to be people everywhere, no matter what course you're on. The gravel climbs are hard to judge. The sealed roads that climb, you can really tell, and when they click up, the gravel, it's hard. It's just a slog. Working at Good Cycles as a mechanic, nice one. So tell us, as a mechanic, Shimano or SRAM? What do you prefer working on? Okay, we want to turn here. Let's see if we can get through those switchbacks. Shimano, there we go. Mount Fuji. This off to the side now. Yeah, those shadows really come into play under those trees. One down. There we go. Apple TV has been tamed down in the graphics profile because it just doesn't have the processing overhead or processing capacity of a PC or a true gaming machine. So it's a few of the shortcuts they've made on Apple TV. Under the rider there's a slight shadow, it's a bit of darkening, but there's no shadows from trees or other elements. John, Apple TV 1999, yes, versus this PC. This PC's around, we're talking US dollars, it's around $1,300 US or $1,400 US at the time I purchased it. So there's a big gap. No front headlight either on Apple TV. Whew. It's not bad to free ride around on. Just make sure we get the right turn here. We have to go left. It's hard to know which one's left and sometimes which one's straight ahead. Depends how they define it in the map. According to this, we are going Forest Road. Cool, that's what I'm after. Right. Around the bend. Does that get us to the switchbacks? I think it does. Hard to tell on the mini-map. Yeah, I think it will. Absolutely no reason why a local bike shop could not service trainers as they do normal bikes. Most of the time though, they'd probably just not experienced with the hardware. There's not much to trainers really, other than just the cassette, free hub servicing. It's really what all most trainers need. Belt replacement's a different thing altogether. Like washing machine repairmen, they're getting fewer and fewer of those around because you just replace the whole washing machine. Smart trainers have that kind of technology too, for the most part. Japanese foxes, right. I will keep an eye out. There's a train line here that goes into a brick wall. I saw that last night on the stream. Is that around the corner? I must have missed it. No extra support for Bluetooth devices, no, unfortunately. Same with the new Apple TV, so we're not sure if it's the hardware limitation or the build of Zwift that has a limitation built in. Only the Zwift devs can tell us that answer. But out of the box, Apple TV 4K 2021 edition, no more Bluetooths. We're turning left up here, which I think takes us past the Cloa. There is a big difference, that's why I wanted to put them side by side here, even though what you're seeing is encoded and sent up and then distributed in different ways. If you're watching on Twitch, you'll see an even better quality version of what you're seeing here over on Twitch. YouTube does interesting things with compression, I guess, to be more compatible with devices and things. Let's turn. Again, I'm still reaching for the companion app rather than reaching for this, because if the clicks worked, this would be the way to go. But the companion app's more reliable for that. World of difference. Twitch. Okay, we have a few Ks to get to the claw, and we'll be done. But I'll keep an eye on the Zwift forums. I'll put my little take on the AppleTV 4K new version over there. We just keep clear for now, and don't worry about the new remote just yet until we know it's going to work with Zwift. On the Buffalo bike tonight, definitely not one of the fastest. And we haven't seen any events or races on this course yet. I think there's some badge hunt rides coming up, if you haven't done those. So keep an eye on the calendar. Yesterday we still couldn't do our own meetups on this new world. Left turn coming up. Hang on, wait, what? No meetups on this course until the fall? What are they doing? Is it an Olympics thing? Is it a licensing thing, or is it from June 1st? I mean, okay, that'd probably make more sense. Giving this other hashtag for making all words available all the time. If you want to be noisy, you can do that. I'm not sure how much influence anybody really has though over the product. Yeah, the segments don't have a distance and elevation. Yeah, there's a few bugs. There's a few bugs. PC. You're graphically wonderful. $22K. Now this is more realistic speed. Correct. Always 2 channels for Bluetooth at this point. I assume Zwift have built that warning in, pops up. Now whether that restriction has been removed in the hardware and that warning still exists and the code doesn't let you go any further, I don't know. It's all speculation, nobody knows. If it changes, it'll be great, but wow. So they're only doing meetup availability Okay, that's good to know. I was actually going to do meetups on this course over the weekend for people who missed my marathon, but there goes that idea. Would have been hard to manage, but I'm sure people would have liked to have still done that, given that clubs... It's gone. No, there's going to be no Ant Plus on this. There's just no Ant Plus receiver on the Apple TV. There's no need to have that. It's not a Zwift piece of hardware. It's actually a TV streaming device. The fact that it runs Zwift at all is pretty impressive. That's a world of difference. But as we expect, this has always been the case. Can't control erg mode in Apple TV. I haven't tried recently. Which trainer? Is that the Kicker Bluetooth FTMS issue? They're coming past some of the start pins now. Oh, those thumbs. Lou, the price of a rear derailleur, it doesn't matter about the price at all. You just have to have the XX1 axis. There's no question about it. Definitely worth it. In all seriousness though, if you saw the stick that got caught up in mine, any other road derailleur I think would have been toast. But I had the whole creed get caught up in the rear derailleur on the gravel bike. It's fine, didn't even bend it, I couldn't believe that. Hey, happy Friday, Matthew. Only just Friday here, we're nearly into Saturday. Back to the Klawa, let's do it. Back to the Klawa. Oh, chain snapped and ripped the rear derailleur off the bike. Which rear derailleur was it? Was it an Eagle? It's nice equipment too. I like it. Apex one, that's okay. You can bust all those. You wouldn't shed a tear ever busting some Apex stuff. You just shed another $50 and get another one. I'm kidding. It does take time to fit everything up and make sure you haven't bent your hanger and all that. So I'm defaulting to the Windows machine all the time, even though it's not what I'm writing. I'm on the Apple TV. Correct. This, yeah, the tvOS build of Zwift will still need the optimization for the new hardware, for sure. Glucose monitors, no, Barry. I haven't. I've seen Super Sapiens. Well, it's public knowledge. Zwift have invested in Super Sapiens. There's a few others as well. On I think their first round. Could be interesting. Could be. As for inserting something into your arm, under the skin, and something that sticks on your arm, for the majority of people, that will be a no. I'd try it just to see how it goes. I don't think it'll be mass market though. It's not going to be the next heart rate monitor, the next power meter, the next electronic group set, the next gravel phase, the next Silka out front mount. Hang on, that's not a phase. That lasted only a few hours. Interesting, but I don't think it'll be a thing. I think they had issues getting certification in the US too. Yeah, look, I'm all for useful data. It's got to be easy to use. Like power meters these days, you can just put them on the bike and go. Auto zero mostly just works. Oh, look at that difference. There's birds on the cloud. A lot different. Left here. Sorry, right. Where's the descent? Got some free Ks. We'll go through to 30 kilometers tonight. But it's been fun. So the upside with the Apple TV 4K, it simply works. The remote isn't supported yet for the clicks, it just uses the fields. See there, it's just popped up. If I click up on the new remote, nothing happens. I'm pointing at the screen because that's just what we do as humans, even though the machine is down there and it's not even infrared, it's Bluetooth. The clicking next, clicking side to side doesn't do anything. The touchpad part of the circle, which is the entire circle, that still works, but it's still extremely laggy through the menus, which is difficult. The Bluetooth connection to the Apple, from the Apple 4K, the kicker has been fine. I've got a ticker on as well. That looks pretty good. My summary though is just hold back on the new Apple TV 4K. If you're running an Apple TV 4K with the older remote, your experience isn't any different whatsoever. Forest climb, get out of here, we're done with climbs. Actually, we can go that direction and skip the climb later. It's a turn off. I'm thinking what's going to happen is probably in a week or two, maybe next month, when Zwift support the new remote, it will be worth upgrading to that, just for the faster navigation and more precise navigation. At the moment, the slide, you know when it lags, you're not quite sure you've gone to the side, it goes twice. That's still occurring. If they can eradicate that, we're done. It's good. It's problem solved for that. Bluetooth connectivity, still limited to 2. We're not sure if that's a Zwift problem or a, well, limitation. Or an Apple limitation, possibly. It could be both. We shall see. And the graphics profiles. You can see that they're totally different between the two. Oh, Emerson, we all hate the Apple remote. We all hate it. The new one, through the standard menus, is fantastic. Really responsive, super quick, but does nothing in Zwift just yet. We'll hang a right turn up here. And we've almost done the full Uber Noodle. Use every road on this new course, almost. There's a dirt road we haven't done and we won't complete tonight. I said there's a possibility Zwift will add the Tokyo course, so they've hinted towards a future expansion of this world already. Nothing's been confirmed. It'd make sense for them to do the Olympic course, but we'll see. Monsters or zombies, for sure. I'd be for that. Better than the what you get chased by when you're running Grand Theft Auto in the bike mode. We need an Olympics first. Emerson, you make a good point. Always changing news headlines over there, aren't there? Apple PC. Apple TV, sorry, I've got to be more accurate. Apple TV. The dust still works pretty cool. PC wins the day. My playlist, yes, it's just free to use music, just something ticking along in the background. I can talk non-stop. Proven yesterday that I spoke for 4 hours non-stop about this, but there needs to be something for me in the background, just to chop up the heavy breathing when I get tired. The best visual setup I've tried for the app, there's no question about it, it's this right here on PC in full 4K. You're actually seeing a scaled 4K there. There's still probably another... That's only probably 75% of the entire screen I have here, because I've scaled it down so I can manage all of the stream that's running on the screen. So it looks even better than that, and what you're seeing on stream is only 1080. It's not the latest and greatest of games and graphics, but I mean, when you flip back to like that, it's a big difference. Oh, did anybody catch the Giro last night? Chris Hamilton, young Aussie, second place. He did super well for a young kid. Yes, I live in Ballarat, yes. Stop wanting to put me up the climb. We've done that climb a lot last night. Does optimizing the picture for screen using Apple phone make... What do you mean by optimizing the picture for screen? I'm not sure. You can't do too much with the customization. So we've pretty much set it in stone. For PC and Mac, you can tweak with the levels of detail and then the resolution in game. But that's looking chunky. This is looking amazing. Here's where you're really going to be able to tell a big difference there with the frame rates. It still does pretty well for a streaming device. Just not quite the same. Shark was on the attack. Yeah. The effort the Shark of Messina put in for, what did you get, 9 seconds at the end? I mean, every second counts, obviously, but he put in a big effort. I promised not to stream. I'm not sure I promised. I shouldn't be streaming. I've used up all my stream quota yesterday, 4 hours. I didn't have time to ride today during the day, so this is my recovery ride tonight. After chasing all over town trying to find the new Apple TV. With this is going to be good. This will be good. This will be good. Hey Yvonne, if you're going to be buying one of these new Apple TVs though, yeah, we'll go to the Fishing Village. It's the one with the colour ATV 4, the coloured 4 on it, and the new remote on the front of the box. I went to 2 electronic stores today, I said, oh, I'm after the new Apple TV 4K, and they pulled out the old one. I'm like, just not that one. But credit to the final store that I went to, the boys there, you know when you go to a store and they actually know the stuff? They're like, yep, came in today, you're the first one asking for it. What do you want, the 64 or the 32? And because they were so nice, I said the 64. You don't need the 64 gig version. We got the 64. I was almost tempted to get a 4K capture card too while I was there, but they didn't have any. Yeah, the other new one. Russ. Just the two. Just the two. Chalk and cheese. Look at those riders, I need to give some more ride-ons. Alright, through the 30Ks, we'll call it a day. That's taken me, what, an hour 15? I'm on the Buffalo bike and I've been riding dirt. The speeds seem a little slower on this new course. No graphical improvement whatsoever, no, Sam. It's one for one identical. I'll give a quick summary. Sorry to repeat myself a lot, but I'll just cover it here if people are watching. Given the title of the stream. So what I've been riding tonight has been natively the Apple TV. I'll run through the menus in a moment, if I recall, and it's the new one here, released today in stores with the coloured 4K there. So the big difference there is it is a different CPU. It's not an M1 chip, it's not super fast. I think it's a little better. So this is the hardware specs. It comes with the better remote. This one's got some thickness to it, see that? It's got some thickness as opposed to the old one, which has some thinness to it. Now the old one, navigation, get up the right way. It was a touchpad at the top here. The new one, that's also a touchpad. That entire circle there is a touchpad. You can see I just enabled the little touch bar down the bottom there. So touchpad, but also some tactile click arrow keys. So if you were to scroll through the menus here, you can go next, 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 and it will pop up on screen. Those click buttons, though, aren't supported by Zwift just yet. In the standard menus, it's super fast to navigate. You can, going through the menus and doing updates and things, it's really, really quick. Oh, it's dropped off me, has it? Do I go to sleep? Either way, well, now that that's gone to sleep, I can show you Apple TV. So double-clicking this. So I can use the click, 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 and it's really quick through the menus here. Up and down. I don't want to click on any of the TV things there to get done for copyright here on YouTube, but so I'm just clicking, or you can scroll up and down as per normal. So that's cool with the remote. When Zwift supports that, that's going to be one of the biggest benefits of this. This remote can also be purchased for the previous Apple TV 4K. So hold your horses on this for now. When it's supported, I'll let you know, and we'll talk about how quick it is and if it's worth going to. Bluetooth connections, still 2. We don't know if that's a limitation of the Zwift for TV OS or it's a limitation of the hardware still. It could be a combination of both. Zwift still needs to program that message that pops up saying too many devices. So we'll see if they remove that, if it's been removed from the hardware. So hold tight if you've already got an Apple TV 4K. If you've got yourself an Apple TV HD, the previous version again, I sit on the fence still, even though there's been discounts on the older 4Ks, because we just don't know the value of that just yet. Other than that, that's PC. Oh, it's gone off somewhere else now, so it's rolling somewhere else. Rock solid though on the Bluetooth connection, so the Kicker 5. Somebody asked about erg mode. Get back here. See, click. It's precise. With the clicks, it's precise. Workout. Again, see, I'm scrolling down and it's laggy. But if it had the click ups, it would be bang on. There's erg mode. I'll just quickly try a quick erg mode session here before I finish. Again, this is a little heavier to throw. You're seeing the frustrations there. Okay. Erg mode in free ride. I'm going to use the companion app. Now, to skip in free ride, here's a Zwift tip I'm not quite sure I've covered. You swipe on the companion app. So the free ride there, I want to get rid of that so I can skip and swipe. That takes me straight to the 250. And I can tell you that erg mode is working. The erg control from the AppleTV 4K 2021 is working just fine. And we'll swipe on that too. And go back to 170. That still works. Anyway, we'll leave it there for today. That's a bit of fun, nice Rico ride there. Get the badges done on this course before the end of the month, because this course then goes into that jumble of a rotation. You're not quite sure when it's going to happen. And we've found out tonight that the meetups aren't going to be planned on here for maybe a few months. Interesting stuff. Anyhow, we'll leave it there. Thanks for joining along. I'll trawl the forums on more information about the Zwift support for this, but it's still early days given it's just hit the shelves. Anyhow, happy Friday to everybody. Enjoy a coffee. Have another one. 2 coffees is always the way to go. Thank you, Von. I think it's time for dinner number 2 and to catch the Giro tonight. Have a good day, everyone. Thanks for coming.